say is that he's writing a book, and the title of the book is Romero. And I saw the draft, and it's now going in printing. It starts about by becoming an ambassador, about the first 40 pages. And then it goes into the history of all the Romeros, starting with Bartolomeo, and the roots that we have in New Mexico, at that time was New Spain. Anyhow, I'm very proud of my history, but I'm not the only one that has that history here in New Mexico. The reason that I'm familiar with mine is that my grandma, her first marriage, started asking me, telling me about her family. They started looking at my family. She said, are you aware of, my God, the history that your family has in New Mexico? Anyhow, so she did a lot of research. Many of you have been in my house, and you've seen that library that she has, volumes and volumes of history, and also in our life together. So thank God for her, otherwise I probably would not have researched it to the extent that we did. I moved to New Mexico from California after I got my degree, and realized immediately that this was home. You feel it's like a homing pigeon, when you're from. And in the process, I met some fantastic people. Ed Lujan, who happens to be, he has a terrible weakness. He's a Republican.
I don't know where you went wrong.
In spite of that, he has made so much happen. I want to correct something. I am not the founder of the Hispanic Cultural Center or Foundation. I was a founder. The catalyst was a fellow by the name of Arturo Ortega, and Ed and I were there. And an idea is an idea. It can be born easily, but somebody makes it happen. And there's a guy that made the foundation happen, and also the Hispanic Cultural Center. Also the person on this side that got to help me get the money was Colaca. There's a lot of history in the audience right now. Fred's history, everybody's history. And this monument is significant, of course, because it talks about my family history, and my ancestors, and what they contributed. Right now, there's talk about the guy at Romero. It used to be the guy at Romero, as Frank was stating. And in Old Town, you'll find Romero Street. That's what started with one of the founders of Old Town, and his name was Baltasar Romero. And if you look through the restaurant there, the Hacienda restaurant, you'll see the founders of Old Town, and one of those was also my ancestor. So anyhow, I come from a wonderful history, but here in New Mexico, I'm not the only one. There's a lot of us. I mean, way before the Mayflower, we were already here. And 22, 23 years. So your first Europeans to settle this country were the Spaniards, and not the English. And I like to rub that in when I meet somebody from Britain. But all in all, this particular monument, when Frank approached me on it, I was hesitant. Hesitant because I thought certainly there must be somebody, a lot of people that deserve a monument more than the Romero family. But he convinced me that I think that the Romero family monument can represent all the Hispanic families that settled here early in 1598. The coat of arms was designed, Adam was Adam. Adam in the car, he has about my grandson, 16th generation. Incidentally, we've kept the Romero last name all these centuries because there's always been a male heir. And as Joe, our daughter historian, knows, we've always had historians starting with the last name Romero. But the coat of arms is an official coat of arms. It isn't something that you see in a book and all of a sudden. And in the car, Adam has a documentation. It's a 4 or 5, I don't want to bring it out, so it's a car right here. And maybe at the end of this, I'll explain that documentation to you. Anyhow, the coat of arms was designed by el cronista del Rey de Armas, the chronologist of the coats of arms. A coat of arms was originally, a coat of arms can be described as your personal flag. The escudo, and the escudo that usually they started using in the early armies of Scotland or this was a design, the original design that was made by the Royal House. They're the ones that designed it. They're the ones that designed it. You have nothing to say about it, and that's it. But let me explain that. This is here is the official documentation. They designed the coat of arms, and the official documentation signed by the Crown of Spain, and also by the Minister of Justice. The Spanish, it's a Spanish, they call it a democratic monarchy. The king is the head of, is the king, but the head of government is a democratically elected president. Anyhow, so you need the approval of both, and I think mine was the last one given for all these centuries, according to what I've been told, which was the 27th coat of arms to be granted in centuries and centuries and centuries. And supposedly mine is the last one that was granted. Here, on the bottom here, is what they call the león rampante. That's the standing lion. The standing lion is a symbol of Toledo. Bartolomé Romero left Toledo in what year, Tom?
96.
96.
96.
1596. And he arrived here in 1598, 2 years later.
Yes.
Oh, he left. Toledo is a province. There's a little village there called Corral de Almaguer. And some of you have visited Corral de Almaguer. And that's where Bartolomé was born and raised. In the province of Toledo, in the area of La Mancha. Most of you are familiar with Don Quixote.